All right, so I've been making a list. I should have started when I first began my journey, but I started writing things down, places I've slept, places I've been, things that have happened to me. I wanted to describe some of the things that I know that God's with me. Since I started my journey, the first week into it, I sprained my right ankle. And I walked around like that for weeks. My ankle was swollen beyond belief. But I was still able to walk. I walked up to 20 hours a day. And then a few weeks ago, I sprained my left ankle. And same thing, it swelled up, but I continued to walk. You know, the Lord strengthened me. And then a few weeks ago, I gave blood, and I was dehydrated at the time too, and I knew it. And I was in the AC. I was in the library charging my phone, and the library closed, so I had to leave. But it was still early, and the sun was up, so I sat around outside for a little while. And about an hour and a half after sitting outside, I started to feel like I was going to pass out. Everything went white. Like my heart started racing, and I'm a nurse, so I knew that I was getting ready to black out. I was getting ready to call 911. But I cried out to the Lord, and because I was supposed to get up and start walking that night too, I had promised him earlier that day that I was going to walk that night. And I didn't want to break my promise. So I cried to him, and a half an hour later, I felt renewed, brand new. When I was completely dehydrated, my blood was so thick it looked like tar. It was purple. It wasn't red. It was purple. I was that dehydrated. And then most recently, I was drinking, and I have my phone in this little bag around my neck, and the lid off of my cup fell off, and water poured into my phone, into the charging port, and I didn't notice for a couple minutes because I was so busy trying to clean up the mess of all the drink that fell on my clothes and stuff, and I noticed, and my bag had like a puddle inside of it, and the water had poured into my phone. And if you've ever seen a phone that's been wet, how the screen skews with like these green stripes. And I tried to touch different apps on there, and one thing kept on popping up after the other. So I'm thinking, oh my God, my phone is toast. I'm screwed. And of course, rice, that would be my first thing to go and put it in, but I didn't have rice, and I didn't have any money to go buy rice. So I'm sitting around and thinking my phone's dead, and I'm praying to God, telling him I can't communicate with him. My phone's dead. I don't have it. What happened? And I was in a bad neighborhood to top it off. I was in a very bad neighborhood. I came across some guy shortly after that happened, and because I came to a cross street and there was no sign, so I didn't know where I was. And I asked this guy where I was, and he came back with some smart aleck remark. He said Los Angeles, but I looked at him and I could tell that it wasn't him. It was spirit answering him. He had his demons. His demons saw me and they knew who I was, so I got a reaction from him. But later on that night, after praying to God about my phone, I pulled it out and it started working again. It went from being completely inoperational to being like it was before. So, and if anybody's wet electronics, if you wet a phone, it's toast. But the Lord fixed my phone for me too, so He's with me. He's protecting me. He's making sure that I have what I need. Always guarded by the Father and the Son, and the Spirit walks with me. I love you. Bye.